Breaking news as Donald Trump has been suspended from Twitter. We'll go over Twitter's reasoning shortly. Before I begin, please leave a like, leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with the rationale, and subscribe if you want to see more content. After a review of recent tweets from @RealDonaldTrump account and the context around them, so that's is lovely. These people are adding context. We have to contextualize this. Specifically how they've been received and interpreted on and off Twitter. So Twitter's doing mind reading now. We have permanently suspended the account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. In conflict of the horrific events this week, we made it clear on Wednesday that additional violations of the Twitter rules would potentially result in this very course of action. Our public interest framework exists to enable the public to hear from elected officials and world leaders directly, but is built on the principle that the people who have a right to hold power to account in the open. However, we made it clear going back years that these accounts are not above our rules entirely and cannot use Twitter to incite violence, among other things. We will continue to be transparent around our policies and their enforcement. Below is our comprehensive analysis of our Twitter enforcement approach in this case. Overview. On January 8th, 2021, Donald Trump tweeted, 75 million great American patriots voted for me. America first. Make America great again. And have a giant voice in the future. And will have a giant voice in the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any shape or form. Shortly thereafter, he tweeted, to all those who've asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. Due to ongoing tensions, does Twitter have a barometer of measuring tensions? Is it based off what their Twitter mob is saying, or did they conduct the national survey? I just want to know where they get their data. An uptick in global conversation in regards to people who violently stormed the Capitol on January 6th. These tweets must be read in the context of broader events in the country. Again, they're adding context to these otherwise innocuous tweets. And the ways in which the president's statements can be mobilized by different audience, including to incite violence, as well as a context of the pattern of behavior from this account in recent weeks. After assessing the language in these tweets against our glorification of violence policy, we've determined that these tweets are in violation of the glorification of violence policy, and the user Donald Trump must be immediately permanently suspended from the service. Assessment. We assessed two tweets referenced above under our glorification of violence policy. Really? Donald Trump saying he's not going to attend the inauguration is somehow glorifying violence? Oh, let's hear him out. Maybe they're right. Which aims to prevent glorification of violence that could inspire others to replicate violent acts, and determined that they are likely to encourage and inspire others to replicate criminal acts that took place at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So Twitter has a crystal ball, and they know that those tweets will cause people to repeat the acts on January 6th. This determination is based on a number of factors, including Donald Trump's statement that he will not be attending the inauguration is being received by a number of his supporters as further confirmation that the election is not legitimate. I mean, but some people say that maybe he's just trying to be respectful and just kind of like just quietly bow out. There's numerous ways you could interpret it. But Twitter has decided to go with this interpretation. And is seen as him disavowing his previous claim via two tweets by his Deputy Chief of Staff, Dan Scavino, that there would be an orderly transition of power. Well, yeah, I mean, there will be an orderly transition of power. He doesn't have to be there for an orderly transition of power. Secondly, the second tweet also serves as encouragement to those potentially considering violent acts at the inauguration considering violent acts that the inauguration would be a safe target as he will not be attending. What? Where did you come up with that? Oh my God. Wow. That's where they went with that. Donald Trump saying I'm not being there means, oh my God. That's crazy. The use of the words American patriots to describe some of his supporters is also interpreted as support for those committing crimes at the U.S. Capitol. I mean, that's your interpretation, though. Others people disagree with it. The mention of his supporters having a giant voice long into the future, they will. Oh my God. Listen, guys. Twitter does not want you to have a voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. No. Twitter says they will be disrespected. They will be treated unfairly in every shape, way, and form. And they will not have a giant voice long into the future. They will be silenced. This Trump problem will be cleansed from our country, says Twitter. So, in way, shape, or form, is being interpreted as further indication that President Trump does not plan to facilitate an orderly transition of power. What does facilitate mean? He has to kiss the boot? Instead, he plans to continue, support, and shield those who believe he won the election. You know, Trump could pardon every single one of those rioters. Now, that would be shielding them. Has he? No. Plans for future armed protests have already begun proliferating on and off Twitter. Really? Okay. And including a proposed second attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 17th. I've not heard of that, but I mean, maybe there's a false flag someone's planning. You take a screen, you have someone make a second account, you say it's real, and now we got the cause to ban Donald Trump. As such, our determination is that these two tweets are likely to inspire others to replicate violent attacks that took place on January 6th. And that there are well, what if the violent attacks were going to take place no matter what? Wait, was it when Donald Trump was he inaugurated on January 17th, 2016? Was there violent riots? Was there people burning the streets afterwards? Why? I'm so confused. Parler is not loading right now. Gab is not loading. Maybe these websites are just overloaded with users. The dial is responding to this. This is a first. The President of the United States has been deplatformed. And the Ayatollah is still there. BLM leaders are still there. What did Trump do? Yeah, guys, this is the crossing of the Rubicon in terms of the tech censorship purge. It's here. Follow your creators you like on alternative sources and every alternative source. I have a link tree down below that links to all my alt tech. Please subscribe and share. This is nuts. Hopefully this causes a backlash, but I don't think it will. History is written by the victors. It looks like Biden is the victor, and history will be written by those people. And they're going to smear Donald Trump. They're going to paint their narrative of what happened. It's not going to be good going forward. If you guys hate this type of content, leave a like down below, share, subscribe. Rackley Moderate live streams out of here.